Hi friends! Oh, you know what? I need to turn the volume down. Ooh. There we go. That's good. All right. Hi friends! We are back with some more tambour embroidery. I'm going to try to keep an eye on my head so it's not like bopping in this too much, but it's a little difficult to look at what I'm doing and at the monitor at the same time, but I'm going to try. We're here. Happy Saturday. This is kind of impromptu. I decided on Wednesday that I wanted to stream today because I planned on doing tambour today. I have to pick Toby up from the airport at like 3:30, and I was like, well, I want to do some tambour that day, but I don't want to like force myself to do a full day of work type thing. So I was like, oh, what better way than to do a live stream? So here we are. Happy Saturday. For those of you that don't know, or anyone that watches the like VOD or whatever of this, I'm doing tambour embroidery for my Glinda Bubble Dress, and tambour embroidery uses a hook. I'm not really going to teach like the technique because it's a little difficult to teach in this kind of setting, but I'm going to do the technique and I'll answer questions the best that I can. But I'm using a hook instead of a normal needle with like an eye in it, and I have my sequins strung in my little bead spinner here, and I'm just going to kind of go to town. And we just typically in these live streams, we just kind of hang out. Sometimes there's no chatting, and sometimes we have dozens of things to talk about. So like, it's pretty chill. Hello from, is that New Hampshire? Hi, welcome. Hello, lovely. How are you today, Lady Rosy Cheek? I'm doing good today. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I couldn't fall back asleep. Like my brain just started going, and so I was like, I'm just gonna accept this as being awake. And luckily I didn't stay up too late last night. Like I normally go to bed around like 10:30. I'm an early bed person and an early riser, but it's still like is my day to sleep in, and I was annoyed. I was like, really, body? You really had to wake up at 4 a.m. when I get to sleep in? Okay, all right, I see you. But how are you? How is everyone today? Okay, I was gonna say your name is very long, but hello, Gwen, welcome. I'm excited to work on it. I've been enjoying the process and kind of allowing myself to accept the time that it takes, because as many of you know, this isn't really like this isn't the fastest costume to make, but it has been fun. I've learned to just be patient with myself and be okay with the process, and also have fun, have a little fun. I did do a little bit of experimenting like the first week of the year, and I tried some different things, and I think I have like literally the perfect method down. I got last week when I was doing petals, I got down to around 10 hours for embroidery per petal, which is really fast, I think, in my opinion. Like full-time tambour embroiderers can say different, but I am not one of those. I feel like I am. I feel like embroidery, like tambour embroidery, I feel like it's my full-time job right now. This must be what the embroiderers on Broadway feel like. It's probably like they are. It is their full-time job. What am I saying? Jen! Oh my gosh, Jen, I love you. How are you? I hope that you're crunching. I mean, I'm not crunching. Let's all be honest. Like, while there's a deadline, we're not out here hustling to get this costume done. But I hope your katsu crunch is going well. we're just kind of out here, we're just chain stitching away. That's what I'll title the next one, like just chain stitch with me or something. So I'm silk dyeing some fabric for Glinda because you know, polyester organza wasn't quite good enough. I decided I needed to make the base skirt out of silk organza, and that means this week I get to stitch out names onto the gown, which I'm really excited about. For those of you that don't know, when I first started like just brainstorming and deciding like, should I make this gown, I asked if people would help me pay for the screen accurate fabric, and we did. We got it fully funded, which was freaking awesome. And I'm stitching out everyone's names into the gown, and I decided after that, when I realized how much money it was going to cost, all the sequins and, you know, all the other stuff, I was like, okay, well, let's just keep this going, and we'll keep the Ko-fi open until I basically finish the skirt. Because like once I attach the petals, I can't sew names on anymore. But this week, like, fingers crossed if the dye goes well, Thursday I should be stitching out names into the hem of the skirt that all of these are going on, which is like really exciting. It's like gonna be the most rewarding part of just like getting to stitch everyone's names and just kind of like solidify like the thank you, you know, like the thank you, I guess, is like the best way to put it. So I'm very excited for that. Hi from New York. What murderer whodunit show? Oh my gosh, I just realized who you were. Wow. Okay, so real talk. Hey Michael, I know your I remember your handle, and like when I talk to people at cons, I rarely get their real names. I almost always get their like cosplay names, but hello friend, how are you? So I have like two going. If you guys don't know, I love true crime. I listen to a lot of true crime. And I'm a really big, actually, you know, you watch my videos, so I'm a really big fan of Stephanie Harlow. But above all, I'm a big fan of her podcast, Crime Weekly. And it's her, and I always forget the guy's name, Derek something. He was a detective. And so you get that side, like the police aspect of a lot of these cases. And so on Stephanie's channel by herself, she's been covering the Casey Anthony docu-series, like that documentary that came out on Peacock. So I actually have never seen their 8-part series on the Casey Anthony case. So I went down that rabbit hole, man, like early this week, like late last week, I think. And then they just started the series on the staircase. So I'm watching their true crime or Crime Weekly staircase series, which is a case that I thought I heard of and I thought I watched something on, but like now that I'm listening to their analysis or their like deep dive into it, I'm like, oh, this is not the case that I thought. Not at all. Oh, I'm doing Dopey. Oh, I just ran yesterday, Michael. I actually went for my first outdoor run in like, God, 2 months? 2 months? 3 months? My first outdoor run yesterday. My legs are burning. Like basically from my like hips down, my body is like, what'd you do, girl? Right outside my house, the elevation is like, a 30-minute run for me is like 33 sets of stairs. Like if I leave my house and I go 15 minutes and I turn around and come back, the elevation is the equivalent of 33 sets of stairs. So it's a doozy. But I did it. I did it yesterday. It was great. So I'm pre-training, or I'm like off-season training, but I'm not. I have my Dopey schedule ready. Like I'm ready for Dopey. Ooh, you're fixing leather boots. Oh, I love that. Ooh, leatherworking. We've got a lot of leatherworking in here today. Jen from Engineers is going to be leatherworking. I'm really excited to see her, Maureen. I still haven't seen this series or read the books, but like I feel like I know the costume because I've seen I've seen it. Like I've seen people share it a lot, so I feel like I know that costume. Not like how to make it or anything, just what it looks like. But yes. Yeah, so yesterday I went for an outdoor run. My legs, like sitting to standing and standing to sitting, not great. Actually, sitting in this is easier than sitting in a regular chair, so that's good. And going up and down the stairs, not great right now. But I'm gonna do it again on Monday, so I will start building up those muscles and start getting back to running. Because like even though I bike like 3 days a week on my Peloton, it's still not exactly like the same. Like it's not the same. Also, so like okay, this is weird. So like a lot of people need instructors and like the Peloton people to like help them like push and like go faster and go harder and all that stuff. That is not how I Peloton. I typically take like the middle of the road of all the suggestions. Sometimes I go a little higher, sometimes I go a little lower. But if you put me out on the road with just music, like my music of my choice, not any music of my choice, I will haul it. Like I will push it. And like there's no like instructor in my ear being like, okay, this is the chorus of the song. You need to like, we're gonna go 60% now. We're gonna go marathon pace now. We're gonna go 1 mile pace. Like there's none of that. It's just the way my brain is when I run. I am naturally like more inclined to like pick it up at places. But with a Peloton instructor, I'm like, nah, middle of the way all the time. We're not out here trying to PR or bust records. Outside, I'm like, okay, can I take 5 seconds per mile off? It's like wild. I don't know why I'm like that, but that's how I am. It's really funny to me. If I'm running, y'all need to run because something is very, very wrong. I actually, like, my running journey is weird. So when I was, I think, like 10 years old, maybe 9, I did modeling, just like little things like JCPenney's catalogs, things like that. And like that kind of stuff is weird, and I needed an outlet. I needed an outlet, and I don't know why running was it. I think it was between like cross country and basketball. I think it's because I was told I was tall, and like those are just the natural things that people tell you when you're tall to do, is play basketball and run. And I was not good at basketball, not at all. But I was pretty good at running. So when I was 10 years old, I joined cross country, and I liked it. It was fun. I was very good at it. I was very good at it up until like high school. I just had no interest in it, and I stopped doing running in high school. And then when I got to college, and like my entire life, like I controlled it. I got to do whatever I wanted, and you get a free gym membership at my university. I picked up running again, and then I moved in with a gal who I'd never done a 5K or anything. I had only done races for like, you know, school. I lived with my friend Val, and her and I used to run together, and I never ran with anyone before. Like I'd always been like, you know, like cross country, you train with your team, but like that's about it. Like you don't like, never like ran with anyone before. It was so fun. And it just like reignited my love for running, and it hasn't gone anywhere since. And I did my first Disney races like 4 years ago. I say this now, and my friend Misty will be like, let's talk in 5 years. I don't think I will ever do a marathon or half marathon outside of Disney. But like, I'm allowed to be proven wrong in the future. I really like Disney races. They're just beautiful. Like they're just fun. I don't actually dress up for them. A lot of people assume because I make costumes that I dress up. No, I just run. Like I just show up in running gear. I just run my little heart out, and I cry when you turn that corner onto Main Street. That's it. Like I'm done. Like count me out. I start ugly crying. I can see the Magic Kingdom. Like it's just tears and then when you like turn the corner to go through the Magic Kingdom and come out the other side, crying, ugly crying. It's just like, it's like a spiritual experience. Like, this is what I picture people who are religious. Like, this is what I picture they would say, like, is a coming to God moment or coming to Jesus moment. For me, it is mile 9 into mile 10 in the marathon when you reach the Magic Kingdom. Why am I like this? It's great. It's great. Oh, okay. Arthritis and fibromyalgia. I can't say it. Myalgia. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Well, I do hope that your recovery process is as speedy as it can be. Wow, I'm so sorry. That does not sound fun. I hope you get lots of, I don't know, like warm soup and tea and relaxing things. Endorphins are pretty great, I won't lie. They suck when they leave. My first marathon, my only marathon that I've done so far was pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. I actually trained really well for it. I think I only skipped one long run. It was like 20 miles. So I was pretty good at training. I finished my like 26. It was like 26.2. So like the mock marathon, I finished it at a 10-minute and 5-second pace. Like, it was a really good pace. So I had an idea of what I was gonna do for the marathon. And marathon day, like, sleep went well. Actually, that's not true. The whole weekend was kind of a lot of things. First, I didn't pack my running outfit, which for those of you that don't know, when you do long distance running, you typically have like that tried and true outfit, or like that style of outfit that you know is going to help combat a variety of things, chafing in all places, like sweat, heat, things like that. So I didn't end up packing the outfit. So I had to borrow a tank top from my husband, and I had to run in leggings, which for me is too warm to run in. I need to run in shorts. So that was the first thing, and that put me into like this stress ball of a human. That was like Thursday, marathon Sunday. Stressed out, Casey. I melted down, like complete meltdown. Also, like, it's not a good idea to wear something brand new on a marathon day, because again, you don't know how it's going to react with your body. So that was the first like thing that went wrong. And then what was it? The night before I went like to the race, my pasta was like absolute garbage. Like, it was one of the worst things I've ever eaten. It was too spicy too. Like, it felt like they put salsa in the sauce. And at least at that point in my life, I was having stomach issues from spicy things. So it really messed up my stomach like the night before the race. And then like race morning was fine, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna tough through. It's cool. I had a banana and a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee is my normal like pre-run thing, but banana is not. But I also knew, like, okay, if I'm not going to be able to actually physically run for another hour, cool. I also didn't realize that it was about a mile walk to the start line. That sucked. And then the race was fine until, again, like mile 9, my headphones the battery didn't just die, they just died. Like, they were gone. Like, they never worked again. So I had no music for miles 10 through 26. Mile 16, I started getting like stomach problems, like not like your typical like side stitches, but like I might have diarrhea, stomach problems. And then by mile 18, I found a bathroom in Animal Kingdom, a real bathroom, not a porta potty. And between 18 and 22, I was in the bathroom a lot. And the way I trained, this is so bad. This is gonna make everyone hate doing the marathon, but I'm telling you anyway because I'm going to reclaim my marathon. So I don't train to to walk run. So my body doesn't quite understand like when I start walking that I want to start running again. So my ankles started like swelling up and my like feet started hurting really bad and all these things, and I couldn't run. So I broke down at what is it? The water park. Castaway Bay? No, the water park, whatever it's called. I don't remember. Typhoon Lagoon. So I'm ugly crying. And my friend is tracking me. My friend Misty, she like gets my bib number and she'll track me on the race because she likes to text me. She's running it as well, but she likes to text when you get close and when you hit certain milestones. And I get a message from Toby, and Toby's like, Misty can't find you on the track. Like, are you okay? What's going on? And I call him ugly crying, like mile 24, maybe mile 22, something like that. Close to the end. And I'm ugly crying. I'm sweating. And I'm like, Toby, I'm gonna quit. Like, I'm gonna get on the bus. And he's like, why? What's happening? And I tell him like how sick I am and how like my feet won't work and my legs won't work. And he was like, well, where are you? And I was like, I think I just passed mile 23. And he's like, Casey, you're in the 20s. Like, do you realize that you can walk it? And I was like, no, I don't think I can. And he's like, I'm gonna wait at this finish line. You can either find me on a bus or you can pass the finish line and I will come get you, like I will meet you on the other side. But I'm going to stand at this finish line spot. And I was like, okay, I'll keep walking. Like, I'm a wreck. I walked the last like 4 miles, I think. Maybe it was, yeah, like 4 miles. And I literally get my medal and I'm crying so hard. I'm shaking. I'm like, I did it. I completed my marathon. I was crying so hard that one of the attendants came up to me and they were like, are you okay? Do you need assistance? Do you need a wheelchair? And I was like, no, I just almost quit. Like, it was so emotional. So that was my marathon experience. I think I know now, no spicy food the night before and no banana the morning of. No banana. But I did it. I did it. I did it in 5.5 hours, which is still really good. Like, when you really think about it, like, I still did it. It just was, it was very ugly. Out into the World Showcase. Oh, the moment you reach Epcot and all of the races. Well, first of all, okay, I have a love-hate relationship with Epcot. I'm going to be honest with y'all in the races. So if you ever have to run it where you're running the World Showcase like it's a lap, it's a lot of uphill, like a lot of uphill. But it's gradual uphill. So you don't really see it, but you feel it. Also, Epcot is the end. Is it the end of the marathon? It's the end of the marathon. So you reach mile 25, I think, on the boardwalk, was it? Now I'm getting them all confused because I remember Hollywood Studios. I remember breaking down backstage of Hollywood Studios. I remember these things from all of the points in which stuff went wrong, right? It's okay though. I cannot imagine running for 5 hours. I'm like, not gonna lie, I tried to quit. I really tried. I tried very hard to quit. But you know what? I'm gonna do it again for 2024. And not only am I gonna do the marathon, The day before the marathon, I'm gonna do a half marathon. And the day before the half marathon, I'm gonna do a 10K. And the day before the 10K, I'm gonna do a 5K. Michael, thank you so much. You're gonna see me at Dopey in 2024. You're gonna get to see the not elegant person that makes pretty things. You're gonna see the hot mess that is the backbone of my brand, which is gonna be lovely. And on the other side, I will eat my plastic cheese. I will. 2024 Dopey. I'm doing it. Like, it's happening. Brittany's doing it too. I already got her set up with the training schedule. She's just got to physically do it. I obviously can't like physically make her, but I can totally message her every morning and say, hey, are you gonna walk for 30 minutes today? Anyway, I will stop regaling you all with my marathon horror story. I really only share the horror story so you all, when I finish Dopey in 2024, you all can be like, see, Casey, you went from that really horrible, awful story to this really beautiful, amazing moment. Like, look at you, girl. You grew. That's the only reason why I tell this story. So that we can all see that, like, I still did it. I still... Also, so that we can remember the insanity that is somebody that wants to do all those miles. I think it's 48.6, I think. And then after I do Dopey, I want to get tattoos on my calves. I want to get little Mickey heads, and on one calf, probably my right calf, it'll be 26.2, and on the left calf it will be 48.6. I haven't decided if I want to say like I do hard stuff, but I kind of want it. The Mickeys are happening. And then watch, like I'll do all that, right? I'll do the whole Dopey, and I'll be like, all right, you guys, like I don't need to run any more miles. I can just do Dopey every year. And then I'll be like, you know, like a year later, I'll be sitting in my tambour loom working on a different massive, I'm not even on camera, look at me, working on a different tambour embroidery project, and I'll be like, so I signed up for an ultra marathon and I'm gonna go run 100 miles now. Just kidding, not gonna do that. I might do that, who knows. I shouldn't do that. It's like that TikTok, like, what is it? Don't do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Girl, don't do it. No, I won't do it. And then, like, you go and do it. That is what that associates to me in my brain when it comes to running. Okay, I'm on camera again. Okay, good. Sorry about that, y'all. I was so into my story that I didn't even look at the monitor. And I was so worried about making sure you could see me start the embroidery that I was like, doo-doo-doo. So I'm still like kind of new to setting this up this way, and I keep forgetting that the camera is mirrored. So meaning like what is seen on the left of the like monitor is my right. So when I'm going to adjust this camera up here, I do it backwards. And I like asked him, it takes me like a minute to like realize, wait, which way do I need to move this? I know you can adjust it, but I realized I like it because then I can put my mouse pad on my right side and have it hidden. So it's not like the ugliest thing in the world that you see like my mouse right next to my loom. You know, so I can be somewhat aesthetic. I do need to move this like a slight. There we go. My arms get tired if I'm too far from it. So I adjust a lot. I forgot to put my Janome pillow behind my chair today. I haven't actually embroidered since Monday. That's the longest I've gone without doing embroidery since like the new year. I'm still working on like a method that works best for me. I think like spending a day, so I prepped 6 of these petals that are this size in particular, and I really liked doing that. Like it basically was like 4 or 5 hours of just like, you know, like basting, outlining the petal, and then like doing the inside because I have a template now. And I think when I move on to the next size, which is a larger size than this, it's I can't remember the dimensions, but it's larger, and that's the largest of them. So that one will take longer than these take. But anyway, when I move on to those, I think what I'm gonna do is take them all off the mock-up skirt and spend like an entire day just like doing the basting stitches on the bobbin net. So like the prep work, so that basically I can just kind of go to town. Like I can just kind of go in between putting these on my loom and doing the embroidery. And then I'll do the same when they're all done. So like once all the embroidery is done for all of them, I'll spend like a day like mounting them onto their fabric and doing the little like bottom stitching and stuff. I found that at least when it comes to like really tedious, time-consuming tasks, that I work better in batches, so I don't have to like switch gears too often. Otherwise, like I get completely thrown off, and then I'm less likely to start like the next one because I'm like, oh, I have to like do the basting stitches. All I want to do is embroider right now. Which, let's be honest, I would say that anyway. I don't really enjoy the prep work. I enjoy this part way more. don't have to tilt my body like all the way over here. My bad. I guess I still have Discord open. I apologize, y'all. Oh my god, stop it. Stop. Sarah, you guys, I need everyone right now, if you're watching this, to go break a needle on the sub button for Sarah Spaceman, because her videos are some of the best videos I've ever seen in my freaking life, and I love her face, and we're gonna shoot our Sakizos together at some point, and it's gonna be the most magical thing the internet has ever seen. Sarah, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I watched your most recent basics video where you were making clothes literally while I was making this brown skirt, because a way that I was taking care of my mental health this week was making myself a couple of new skirts. So anyway, just wanted you to know. I love that you say that. Like, again, Sarah's videos they're really, really informative, but they're really fun. Like, she's got what is it? Edutainment down like perfectly. And she broke a needle in one of her videos, and then she at the end of the video was like, break a needle on my sub button. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. I was like, okay, yeah. I'm trying to read you via Discord, but nobody's. You're really sweet. I love that, Sarah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see you at KatsuCon. We're gonna have so much fun. Sarah also has classes that she's gonna be teaching for KatsuCon. There's 5 of us, 6 of us now. There's Sarah, Lady Cells is teaching, Cowboy Crunchies is teaching, Seams Come True is teaching, and then HDC Fabrication is teaching. We just found out HDC Fabrication. I say me. Hi, I am not very. I don't pay very close attention, but HDC Fabrication is also teaching some mold making classes, I believe. I think that's what he's teaching. I can't remember. So it's gonna be really cool. This is our first time getting to do this at Katsu, so it'll be really fun. On every project, it's a problem. I love it. I really love it. I mean, I don't, because, like, I'm terrified of my needle breaking. I'll be really honest. Like, a needle breaking, like, is one of those things for me where, like, I have to step away. If I break a needle, like, I leave my machine for, like, an hour because it causes me so much anxiety. Although I should say TLDR, it's because my machines are technically on loan from Janome. And so, like, it was different back when I was on my little, like, $200 Singer sewing machine that, like, if it broke, it was, like, my fault, and, like, I would have to, you know, still deal with the repercussions, but it's not a $10,000 machine. But now, when I break a needle, like, panic. So when I own my machine, it'll be a different story, but because it's technically on loan and I have to give it back if I don't like complete my contract, so that, like, fear, it's instilled within me. I'm just, like, so afraid. I'm like, oh, I don't want to give them a broken machine. So It's definitely scary. But back when I had my, also even on my first one, oh my God, I remember. Do you guys remember your first needle breaking? Like, does anyone remember? Like, the first time a needle broke, I thought I broke the entire machine and I didn't know what to do. And that's when I learned that you're supposed to change your needle. Because I didn't know you could change a needle. Like, no, I didn't know that. I had no clue. Who am I? What is changing a needle? Like 2 years into sewing on the same needle on the same machine. One broke, I had a meltdown. I saw that! I was excited for you. 2 weeks? That sucks. I was really excited. I do mine every year. I really should do every 6 months, but I do it every year. And it's because it's like $100. I'm gonna just admit it to you all right now. I'm a bit cheap. But I should do it every 6 months. I actually clean mine every Friday. I will say that. I clean it and I decide if I need to change the needle every Friday. Because I also vacuum on Fridays. It's this weird ritual I have. Hello, Atlas. Hello, how are you? It scares me really bad too. Yeah. Exactly. I feel like those not, I don't want to say cheaper because like cheaper has a bad connotation, but some of those lesser expensive machines, it's one of those things where you're like, if I break a needle, it's not the worst thing in the world because this machine isn't like thousands and thousands of dollars. For those of you that don't sew, the only reason that it's not great to break a needle is because the metal bits can fall into the bottom of your machine, and they can, in some machines, get stuck into the motor or any of the mechanisms down below, and that can cause like future problems like skipping stitches and things like that. So like breaking a needle does not mean your machine is broken, but if you break too many needles too often on like especially some of these computerized machines, it can also cause internal problems in there too. Especially like with computerized ones, you can't just like open it up and like dust it out, like all of it. Whereas I'm assuming your brother is just like my Singer, where it's like you can literally take everything off of it and just see the mechanisms and just dust that out. That's totally fine. Just be careful of the wires if anyone does decide to do that. But yeah. Also, welcome new friends. I am doing tambour embroidery. Yeah, every year. Oh, it closed. When I sew metal, any kind of metal, so, or even plastic boning, anytime that I have that going on, I always wear safety goggles. Some materials that are like a really dense vinyl that I'm afraid I'm gonna break a needle on, I'll probably also sew with safety glasses. Because yeah, also that's another fear. Like, I'm weird. I'm not afraid of running over my own fingers. And I think it's because I've been sewing long enough to know like where my fingers typically are placed. I rarely get my fingers close to the needle, if at all ever. So that's not a fear, but like a needle coming from my eye, oh my God. No, don't want that. You were sewing thick pleather. Yeah. It's terrifying. Like it's a really scary experience. But I love that Sarah like took this like scary experience and has like made it into like I guess like a common thing, because it is very common. Like breaking a needle is super common, especially like if you're like me and you didn't change your needle for the first 2 years of using your sewing machine because you didn't know you could. Definitely. Or, you know, if you're sewing like weird things like plastic and stuff, totally. So yeah, I'm doing, for those of you that are joining me, I'm doing what's called tambour or Luneville embroidery. It's also known as Ari in India. which it also has 3 other names in India. I cannot pronounce them, so I'm not going to. I will take the easy road. But it's basically an embroidery technique where you are, instead of sewing with a needle and like that has an eye in it, you're using like a needle style hook, and you are creating a chain stitch. The chain stitch is the only stitch you use, but you manipulate the chain stitch to apply sequins, beads. You can do like really massive, like those gems that are cast in, like not cast, those gems that are like seated in metal. You can do that. You can do a lot. You can also do just basic embroidery with it. It's technically faster. It takes me a while to get fast, I'll be honest. Like, I like talking to you guys, so I will probably not get to max speed in this stream, but I can get like an entire petal embroidered in about 8 hours now, 8 to 10 hours. I have a social media addiction, so I like to check my phone a lot. I bet you anything, if I didn't check my phone, I could like start at 10 a.m., take an hour break for lunch, and be done by 7 p.m. with an entire... I should do that one day. That should be a fun challenge for myself. I think I will. Yeah, I didn't know I had to change my needles with my first machine either. But I will be honest, I did a lot of really not cute things in my first sewing machine. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. Like, let's be real, when you're first learning how to sew and you don't have like traditional training or anyone, and you're just kind of like going into it, like, how was I supposed to know, you know? Also, I'll be really honest, I didn't really read the manual like all the way, although it was one of those machines where the manual is only like, I don't know, 2 pages. It's not like it tells you in the manual to like change your needle every 8 hours of sewing or anything like that. It doesn't. It just is like, here is how to put the bobbin in. Here is how to thread the machine. This is how to go backwards. Now go. Which is, you know, the wild, wild west out there. Some of the antique machines really shine. I was very close. So my friend Alex comes in town for MomoCon, and she comes in typically like the Monday or Tuesday before MomoCon, and we'll spend a day antiquing, and I almost bought a treadle machine. Like, I was so close. I called my friend, well, I can just say I called Brent from Famore to like get an idea, because he knows a guy, you know. They've been in the sewing industry for 20 years, so like they know. So I called Brent and I was like, okay, Brent, so like there's this machine. It's a 19, or I don't remember. I found the date. I was able to find the code, the serial number, and I like Googled it. I got a date. I had the idea of when the machine is, and I'm like inspecting the machine, and he's giving me tips. He's like, does it have a belt? Does it have this? Does it have that? If it doesn't have this, it's gonna cost you this much to fix it. It didn't have a belt, and he's like, you'll probably spend $300 to $400 just getting a belt. And I was like, never mind. This $150 purchase is gonna turn into $500. I'll pass. Like, nope, one of these days, you're the same way with checking your phone. It's been, actually, I'm gonna be really honest with you all. I'm uninstalling Instagram after this stream. It's been really bad this week, so I'm taking an entire week off of Instagram and Facebook so that I can kind of like relearn how to work without social media getting in the way. It's just been a really bad, Toby's been out of town this week too, and so like that's why it's been so bad, is because all of my social interactions are via the internet. So I've been using Instagram and TikTok to fill the void of my husband, while that's not good, and it's also just not really good to like be so addicted to social media that like you check it like every hour or whatnot. So I'm gonna learn some new habits, build some new habits, kind of detox, and then like rebuild habits is kind of the goal. But That's scary. I'm not gonna lie. I've already uninstalled Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. I've been saving Instagram for like the last because I'm just too scared. I'm a big baby. Oh, you learned how to sew when you were a kid? No, I'm talking when I was 12. I took a class. They were sacrificial. Got you. Yeah, so that's the other thing is learning on machines that like if something goes wrong, it's not the worst expense in the world is actually better. Like whenever I try and like suggest people for machines, I try to suggest $200 to $300 machines if you've never sewn before. Because if I'm going to be really honest, and like I love Janome, I'm a Janome partner. I don't make any money for talking about their machines, but I will say the machine that I sew on that you see all my videos on is not necessary for a cosplayer. Like the amount I use maybe 5% of the functions on my machine. No cosplayers, unless you're gonna like be quilting and stuff, you don't really need to go that hard early on. You can get away with between, I would say, $150 to $300 for a first machine. Like that's just my opinion. And that machine, like if you take care of it, even if you don't take care of it, but you learn later on, like a year or two later, you can, like it can last you a long time, you know? So I will say that you don't need a $10,000 machine to be highly successful in cosplay. Now, with that being said, I love my machine. So your girl wants to keep it forever. Living in New England, there's so many antiques. I have heard that actually. I've heard that a lot, that there's tons of antiques in New England, and so New England is on my list of places I would like to live. Chicago is forever home, but like I would love to live, and I'll be honest, I've only been in New England for a grand total of maybe 2 weeks of my life, but I'll be super honest, like I could see myself wanting to forever live in New England. Like I could. I've never lived there before, so I can't speak on, like, say for sure. I have lived in Chicago, but like I could totally see myself living a very happy life in New England. Your first was $80 from Walmart. My first machine was the a brother sewing machine. I think it was $89, maybe $99 on Amazon. And I sewed my first 2 competition pieces on it, and I won several competitions on costumes that I made. And I started my back when I did commissions, I started commissions on it. Like that's how I started my commission business. I will say for the rest of the years that you can do a lot on a $100 machine. A little bit every once in a while, just saying. Thanks, Lady Rosy Cheek. It's probably because I'm talking too loud, to be honest, but it's probably why. I'm gonna adjust a knob, and if that doesn't help it, then we're SOL. Sound is the reason I stopped streaming on Twitch years ago, is because sound quality was just always bad. It didn't matter how I threw so much money into microphones, and none of them could last or pick up my voice in this space, and I just gave up. So rip. I had a Singer heavy duty. I still do. Oh no, actually I donated it. That's a story for another day. I did have the Singer heavy duty. Serviced it every year. It was $100 at Atlanta Discovery, I think is where I serviced it. No, Atlanta Sewing Center is $100 every year. I never had issues. I made over 300 costumes on that machine. It's a workhorse. It's definitely a workhorse. And then I also have the HD 3000 by Janome, which has like 3 more stitches than the Singer, and it performs pretty equal. But the stitches, the one that I really like is the cover, is it the cover stitch? The overlock stitch. So if I just need to do something small, like put a pocket in something, I don't have to bust out my serger. I can just use the overlock stitch. It's so good. It's so, like, it's real lazy. But it is an overlocking stitch. It's just like, if anyone's ever had a serger, changing the thread is a pain. Even with the air threader, it's a pain. I'll be very honest. I hate doing it. I will not change my thread if I cannot have to. A nice place to live. And now that I'm here, if I can't live in Scotland, I'm pretty happy in New England. Ooh, Scotland would be nice too. So maybe I shouldn't decide that Chicago will be my ever home. And what you want to do before buying an expensive, oh yes, 100,000%. If you know what you want from a sewing machine, that's how, I'll say this. Before investing in a new sewing machine, like to anybody, like a beginner, buy yourself a nice mannequin. My biggest regret in all of my money spending life is not investing in, like, I'm not joking, like a $600 to $600 mannequin. Like, invest in a top of the line professional mannequin. I have spent more than $600 on the 6'5" mannequins. I've done everything, duct tape mannequins. I've done, oh my god, I can't even. Just invest in a good mannequin, professional one. I'm really excited too. I promise you, Peacock, it's gonna be way better than this. This is just hanging out and me trying my best to be on camera to make sure that you can see my monitor. But I just finished filming a bunch of stuff for it because I can say this now. Everyone that takes my tambour class, I know it's sold out, I'm not worried about saying it, is also going to get a digital course with it. So like you'll get to go home and you'll have like everything you learn in class in a digital form. It's pretty freaking awesome. I've been working my butt off to get it done. But it is a little bit like, it's like one revision away from being done. So I'm just going to start telling people you'll have a digital like set of classes with it, so that when you leave, if it's very difficult because tambour is a little hard, you'll have support outside of the class. I do have an air threader, Sarah. Yeah. If you ever want to come over and play with my machines, you're more than welcome to. I have a dog, that is all. She will want to cuddle you because she thinks every person in the world exists only for her. For those of you that don't know, this isn't awkward. Sarah and I know each other in real life. So this isn't awkward. I don't just invite random strangers on the internet over to my house. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I should specify. Yeah, I have an air threader. I'm excited to do a tambour embroidery class at KatsuCon. Alright, cool. I'm gonna message you after this. I'm just gonna message you after this. Or it might not be right after. It might be tonight because I have to pick Toby up from the airport. But yeah, let's talk because yeah. Also, sorry. No, you're okay. It's a thing. It's my lifelong struggle is sound quality. It's funny because I did like a minute-long test where I just told the story beforehand, because that's what they tell you to do, is like, you don't want to do testing 1, 2, 3. You want to like talk like you normally would. So I like told a story for a minute and like I recorded it before this stream, like literally seconds before this stream, and it sounded great. I think maybe what I'll have to try next time if I can do this. I have a lav mic now, or like a portable microphone that I use for my videos. I might try to hook that up to my PC and see if I can use that, because that sound is great. Yeah, sound is hard. I was actually, Sarah and I were talking about that before I bought my lav mic. We were discussing sound. Sound is like the first thing that will send people, like turn people off, but also like the hardest thing to actually like do well. It's annoying. Like with Twitch, for me, what really angered me, I'll just tell the story. So I bought one of those like $250 like microphones, the ones that everyone has. It's like, oh, hi Eva. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking. It's like the blue something. It's like this massive mic. Like it was huge. Okay, so I bought it. I bought the 2-year warranty for it. It was hundreds of dollars, right? Like, but I'm going hard. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's make our sound good. In like a year, maybe a year and a half later, the port on it broke. Like, I don't know how it broke. I really couldn't tell you. I didn't have this space then. I had a smaller room down the hall, and I would move it maybe like from here to here. I didn't really move it much. I didn't have need to. So the port breaks, and I Googled and all this stuff, and I found out that like it's really common. Like it's really common for this part of those microphones to break. But I'm like, well, it's under warranty, so let's just like call it in, right? So I called it in, and they were like, oh, that issue? We know about that issue. Your warranty doesn't cover that issue. So I'm like, you know, every curse word in the book, like, this is all of the mean words I could possibly say. I didn't say it to the person. I definitely said it out loud. I was very upset, and I ended up buying the mic I have now, which was a $130 mic. It wasn't like $200. It was just a really good, like, it was just a nice mic. And it worked great until I moved into this space. And in this space, it cannot pick me up because of how big the room is and how echoey it is. So like if I were to have it up there, I even like extended it and brought it over here, and it'll pick up my air conditioning, but like my voice, it's just muffled. It's just like quiet. So that is my mic drama. And right now I have this one picking up my microphone. And then I had a lav mic, like a $30 lav mic for a month, and wearing it during streaming was kind of difficult. But the thing is it rubbed up on my clothes, and people would always get really mad at me like hitting my mic, or my mic like hitting things. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So we're not having a sleepover. Sorry, Gwen. Not today. Maybe next time. That could be a fun little stream of like everybody grab like a hot chocolate and PJs and like cozy up, and we can do some embroidery at night. With your new mic drives you crazy. Oh yeah, so when we play D&D, I use so this mic that I'm not the one I'm using for stream, because it doesn't pick up my voice from here. But for D&D, it's fine. Like if I'm sitting in front of it and speaking into it, so good. The sound is so good. But if I try to use it to stream, where I just naturally talk, naturally like not trying to like lean over and whisper into a microphone, all like sensual. Tambour after dark. Oh my god, yes. Tambour sleepover. Let's go. What would an after dark show with me consist of? Drag queens, definitely. Lots of drag queens. You know, I don't get too crunk, as the kids say. You might get some really old stories of me back in theater. The crazy things that we used to do back then, but I don't have a lot of like, I don't drink anymore, so I'm not like I'm a homebody. I'm not like a partier. I'm boring, I guess, but I'm not. I actually think I'm pretty fun because I like to gamify things. Which, by the way, Sarah, I am totally down to play business card Uno at Katsucon because that had me cracking up. I haven't started 15 yet. Toby has been gone since Sunday. So I think there's 2 episodes, right? We normally watch RuPaul together. And I'm being you know, good wifey and waiting. I did watch like 3 episodes of Murder, She Wrote without him though, so you know, whatever, it's fine. He doesn't need to know. Like, yeah, babe, we watched those episodes. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was the one where they tried to frame Jessica. Duh. That's the one where the sheriff does something stupid. Duh. I think a directional microphone. I had one. Thanks though, Round Ralph. Yeah, I had a directional. I'm sick of buying microphones. It's fine. Oh, you know what though? I did see the introducing the queens or announcing the queens, something like that. And I saw that the twins that I can't remember their name, Sugar and Spice. I follow them on TikTok. I was like, oh, yes, I know who they are. This is the first time. Okay, so I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race in real time, like the actual season's going live, since Jinx Monsoon. That was the first season I ever got to watch in real time. This is the first time I've ever watched a season of RuPaul where I knew the queens from social media before knowing them from the show. And it's a cool feeling. It's just like exciting. I don't know. Like it used to be that like you don't really like, because social media is weird and stuff. It takes quite a lot for like drag queens to be able to like grow a following. And it's not like I go searching every day for like a new drag queen. There's like 3. Okay, cool. That's kind of exciting. I noticed on Canada, was it the most recent series? Yeah, Canada's most recent series, there was 2 TikTok queens, I think. And that's exciting. Oh, and on 1 year of Canada, there was a YouTube queen, and I thought that was exciting. It's just exciting. It's really cool. But yeah, one of my best friends that I've been doing theater with for 15 years now is just started his drag career like 2 years ago, and he's mixing like all the weird, cool, artsy shit we used to do in theater into his performances, and it just makes me like so happy. I don't know why. I get like emotional, like some of it is like, because I haven't seen him live yet, because, well, he's in Chicago and I'm here, but it makes me so emotional. I get like really excited. I'm like, so season 12, Rock'em Sakura after the premiere, and she replied, oh my god, oh, so you know what, we're doing this, we're going into drag queen territory. So I was at the premiere of Hocus Pocus 2, right, and with my Rococo Hocus Pocus group, and Ginger Minj is in the movie. Ginger Minj is from, I don't know, one of the seasons, and then she did All Stars as well. She's a drama theatrical kid, and a lot of the like the celebrities didn't really, because of like where the 3 of us were, the celebrities didn't really stop for us, but the costume designer did, which was freaking cool. And so did Kristen Chenoweth and Ginger Minj. And Ginger Minj actually asked our group if any of us if any of us like are interested in making costumes for her. And I was like, because I don't do commissions anymore. I just was like, yeah, we'll talk online. I didn't follow through because I don't do commissions anymore. But like, it was just the coolest thing for them to just be like, can we hire you? Like, Ginger, I have followed you for a very long time. That is absolutely awesome. So I want to know though, okay, what would a DM look like? Like, what did you say? Did you just say like, I love you, you were sent home too early? I felt like Rock'em Sakura was sent, like, I think that about all of the first queens that go out. They're sent home too early. But at the same time, like, there's some of them that I literally am like, I wish I could have seen more. I just wanted to get to see a couple more episodes of you. Hello, thank you. Okay, Kerberos. Is it like Cerberus, but like with? Anyway, thank you so much. I'm having fun with it. We're not putting that pressure on ourselves anymore to finish it fast. I was doing that last year. Bad idea. But now I'm like in such a good headspace about it that I'm just enjoying the process. I'm enjoying every sequin. Is season 7, I believe. Also, that's amazing. I think so. I think 7 because that was with Bianca, right? Or is 7? No, Bianca is 6. Jinx is 5. That was Violet. And I remember, okay, so I watched that one in real time and I love Ginger. And I know that I'm a better person today than I was that many years ago. I don't remember how many years ago. Because I rewatched 7 a few months ago, maybe like over the summer. And I was pissed that Ginger was such a bitch. She was so mean to Violet. Like, so many people were mean to Violet. And I was like, damn, how did I not like feel this way when I first watched this season? I felt the same way about Raven as well. Raven was kind of a meanie pants to somebody else, and I was like, damn. But I still love Raven and I still love Ginger. It's just like, you know, you realize as you grow older, when you watched it in real time, you took a side, and then maybe when you've had time to like separate yourself from that like in the moment thing, you're like, oh, that was not nice. Oh, wow. That is so sweet. That is really sweet. So I forgot that they did that split season. They did that a couple times, right? Did they do that this time? I wonder. We'll find out. I'll find out soon. Maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow, because tomorrow's supposed to be lazy day. Yes. Although, you know, if I'm having a lazy day, I'm probably going to have my loom. That is so sweet. Whenever people DM back, I'm always like taken aback. I'm always like, what? What? You message me back? But you're a big deal. I've had that happen a couple times lately where I'll like share something and I'll tag like the person, and they'll like message me and say like, thanks, I loved your blankety blank costume. And I'm like, me? Are you sure it was me? Are you sure about that? So what is everyone working on? Is anyone crunching, or are you like comfortably getting it done? I always struggle. So like my biggest like struggle on embroidery is tambour embroidery is curves. I need to practice my curves more, y'all. Curves are, and I guess I should say like sharp curves, like circle curves, like small circle curves. It just turning the needle so much trips me up. I'm like, wait, which way am I going? Where is the road map? There we go, just dropped it again. We're not trying to be perfect. I learned my first tambour project, I realized was all straight lines. I was making stars. If you've seen my Sakizo, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it was all straight lines. I'm gonna be really honest. Straight lines are pretty easy. Says the girl who is now doing curves. Straight lines are very easy. Yeah, and details that aren't going to be touched till after C2. I forgot, Jen, do you have your lineup for C2 yet? Have you decided what you're wearing? I will not have Frodo and Sam done by C2, but I just am curious what you're wearing, because, like, I don't know. I'm a creep, and I like to know, like, what costumes you're wearing. I'm starting the most daunting part of my Kira from Star Wars. Oh, I feel like I've seen it. That name sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar? Stitch black lines on it, and it's a lot. Gotcha. Oh, are you going to the London? It's in London, right? Celebrations in London? Comfortably crocheting strawberries. I am so excited for you to make that Sakizo. I might pick up my other Sakizo that I was working on that I stopped working on. You're bringing the hobbits for Friday and Sunday. Oh, I love that. And then you'll do more rain on Saturday. And Kelsey's gonna be Renee. I like that plan. I think this is if Amanda is down with helping me get to and from my booth for C2E2. I am gonna bring the Corpse Bride for Friday. I really want to wear the Corpse Bride somewhere. I can't make it. I physically cannot make it happen at Katsu because of classes, like doing the blue paint. And I'll be very honest, I do not like wearing a mask when I do the blue paint. Like if I do face paint, like I'll do it, like I'll wear it, but I better be doing a photo shoot like before I put my mask on, because the heat, like the heat of my breath is it just makes me melt. Even if I powder the crap out of my face, I still have a lipstick line that like doubles. So I probably won't wear lipstick all of KatsuCon. Don't judge me, y'all. It's in London, the same con center as your usual Comic-Con. Do you go to MCM Comic-Con? Is that the one? That's the big. I really want to go to MCM someday. I think that's the one I'm thinking of in London. Like there's like a couple MCMs, but there's like one specifically in London. Super comfy hobbits, even without coats and cloaks on Sunday. Oh, I like that. It's a nice time of year for Chicago, so. Comfortably crocheting some strawberries. Man, crochet, that's not fun. I went down bobbin lace TikTok last night too. I want to learn bobbin lace so bad. I'm saving it for when I finish Glinda, because you know what's gonna happen to me when I learn bobbin lace. I'm just gonna do bobbin lace. Like Glinda won't get done. So it's a treat. Like I bought a course online, and I have like a kit that I'm gonna be buying soon so that I can just like learn a new thing. Not that I haven't learned lots of new things on this costume. Yo, I'm silk dyeing this week. I am very scared. You know, it's gonna be an experiment. I thrifted. It's not the best dye pot in the world, but I finally thrifted a dye pot, and I'm like, you're good enough for the couple yards that I need to do at a time. Can't do a whole ball gown in you, but I sure as heck can do 5 yards of silk organza. I was looking up how tambour works, and it actually seems to be like the same motion as crochet, just crochet through fabric. Yeah, I had somebody tell me that the last stream. No, we were talking about lace. No, they didn't tell me that. But like, I still am scared of crochet. I tried it a long time ago on my last Takizo gown, and I failed at it really bad. And well, I didn't really fail at it. Let's be honest. I thought I could learn it in 2 days. I'll just end there. Okay, it is MCM London. Okay. It's just through fabric. So now Sarah's gonna get me to learn crochet. I feel like I'm gonna like give it a shot after bobbin lace. Let's learn bobbin lace first. Man, the sound of bobbin lace. I know I keep going back to this bobbin lace stuff, you guys. I just was like on the TikTok for it last night, and like the sounds, it makes 2 things. It makes obviously me want to get bobbin lace, but it also makes me want to get long nails, because I feel like at least a couple of the people I watch do it have like longer nails, so you can hear their nail like clickety clack as they move the little like wooden dowel, and it's like it's such a good sound. You wanted to use this to get better. I love it. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. Is I was gonna ask you if that was where the Central Crown Championships are. That's another reason why I want to go. I'll be just really honest. My favorite thing about C22 is the Crown Championships of Cosplay, and the reason is because we get when we host the international, we get all of the international people in, and I like to learn about what cosplay is like in other countries. It's just so fascinating to me. And so a big draw of me going to MCM would be to learn about what cosplay is like in like the UK, European area, you know, like in the UK, if I could do a show, like if I could go to a con in like France or something, because I know every country is still different, but it's one of those things where like cosplay is even in the States, like East Coast versus West Coast, like the cosplay scene is different. I don't know how to describe it, but it's super cool. And I think I tried something new on the tension on my loom this go, and the tension is just not tight enough, which is why I'm having some issues. I just like everything I see, people wrap their stuff around over and over, and mine is just wide. My fabric is wide. If I had bought the loom, the table size loom, this wouldn't be an issue. Yeah, it makes your brain turn into a dial-up machine. It really is crazy looking. A couple times, it's good. Yeah, I've noticed, because I'll watch like videos and stuff of also the Europe. I'm gonna get the name of it wrong, but there's like a European cosplay circuit. I think it got bought by Reed Pop, but like basically it's like this big championship for European cosplayers, and I like to watch that, or like watch people's feeds of it. Like they'll post like, you know, lots of the costumes of it. And the caliber is just like nuts to me. Like something's in the water over there. Like it's just like crazy. it's why I can't actually watch the World Cosplay Summit as well, because like that stuff is insane. It's like really good. The only masquerades like I've ever like watched, or I've never, I guess technically Phoenix, they call themselves a masquerade, and there is a performance piece to it, and I did compete and I won first in masters there in 2016. It's been a minute. That's the closest I've ever gotten, but the masquerade or like the performance aspect isn't as big of a score as like anime convention masquerades. And it like I want to try a performance aspect one, but we have some of the shows here in America are hit or miss, like the masquerades. Like you'll have like two really brilliant amazing performances, and then a lot of stuff where you're like, are they allowed to say that on stage? Are they allowed to do that on stage? Like it's so hit or miss here. So I've always been hesitant because I don't know. The MCM Masquerade is mostly walk-ons, but they do awesome lights and everything. So yeah, I was gonna say most of the contests I enter are craftsmanship based. Not a lot of too, like I said, a lot of the masquerades here, it's just like, I don't know if they just don't screen the skits beforehand, but like one of them at what was it? Oh God, Colossal Con. This was like 2018, I think, 2017, somewhere in that area. I was a handler for the Colossal Con Masquerade. And the skit portion of it was like 2 hours, and I don't know, as a handler I was pretty exhausted. I was like, damn, like this show is really long. And a lot of the skits, again, I was like people would forget like lines and like things on stage, and I was like, is this what a normal masquerade is? But then I'll see something like the Holiday Matsuri ones. The performances I've seen are just stupid good and intimidating, to be honest. And same with Summit, World Cosplay Summit. So one of these days, I'll do a masquerade. I will. But it's like daunting. I don't have stage fright. I have a degree in performance. That's not like the scary part. I guess like for me, it's I think if I were to do any of them, it'd have to be hall mat, because I guess from what I understand, you guys get a dress rehearsal type thing. It's the lack of like planning that I have seen in some of these. I think, like I said, with Colossal Con, I don't think they had like a dress rehearsal, and so like it just was chaos. That's the best word for it. And I don't thrive well in chaos. I need to be able to rehearse it, because well, like I would be rehearsing all day every day anyway at home, if that makes any sense. So one of these days I'll get there. I'll get myself on a masquerade stage. Yeah, it's on the list. Exactly, Rotten Ralph. It's on the list for me as well. I like that. I don't know. I like time-consuming tasks that take you months of your life. That suck a shard of your soul into them. Not saying that I have to kill anybody to get this part of my soul sewn into this costume, but you know what I mean. To actually feel like I even knew a little bit. Yeah, okay, that makes me feel good then. Totally recommend Hallmat Comp. Yeah, I know you've done it a couple years now, and I watched your vlog, obviously, about it, and like like, it sounds pretty organized. I hated that y'all had prejudging on Thursday night, but I also loved that y'all had a mixer. I've actually pitched this to Twitch a couple times, that like it'd be really cool to have a mixer before the contest so that the contestants and the judges could all get to meet, because I think it adds value to the community behind the contest if people get to meet in a non costumed format, if that makes sense. Like, meet outside of costume. And I really only say that, and it's getting so much better. The community is getting so much better. But I have seen several cases of people sizing each other up, or people like playing head games backstage to other contestants, and it's so sad. This was in like 2016 and 2017. And so I like the idea of a mixer because it means you get to like meet and there's no pressure. I can meet, like, Sarah and I are very lucky people. We use our name. So it's not like I would always be Casey, but like, say, you know, Kerberos has a real name. I could meet you as your real name, not as your cosplay person. You know what I mean? Like, we could meet as like Casey and pretend your name is Luke or whatever, you know? And I think that, I don't know, that just like really adds value, and then like it deepens the bonds that you can make with the fellow contestants. You've made cosplay for other people, but you've never made cosplay for yourself. Oh, that's really fascinating. You are probably one of the few people I've ever met that's been like, I don't make myself cosplay, but I make others cosplay. That's pretty cool. I like and dislike the repetitive stuff. I like the predictability behind the repetitive stuff. Yeah. My favorite part of the comps is meeting people. That's mine too. For the Crown Championships in 2019, I was a handler because I didn't want to compete. It was just after winning TwitchCon. I was like, there's no way I can make another competition piece in 6 months. Like, competition pieces are very long for me. They're a very long process. So my friend was like, well, I'm going to compete. Would you mind being my handler? I had so much fun. I got to meet like all these I got to meet Kinpatsu. I got to meet, oh my gosh, Dingo Ate My Cosplay from Australia. I just got to meet all these really cool people. Samir, oh my God, Samir is my favorite human, like, ever. Don't tell my husband. Samir is the sweetest human in the world. But anyway, I got to meet all these international cosplayers because, like, I was a handler, and I'm the handler that not only handles my person, but like I go around and say, like, do you need water? Do you need snacks? I got snacks in the backpack. Do you need help getting into anything? Do you need, what can I do for you? Because, like, I love being a handler, y'all. I love it. So that is a big reason why I got to, like, and I got to meet and chat, and it was so unintimidating because no one knew who I was. So I was just some random handler. Like, I wasn't Casey or anything. I was just some random chick handling this cosplayer over here, and it was really fun. I recommend, like, if any of you ever get the opportunity to handle your friend at a competition, and your friend is a good, like, person, like, definitely do it. So, oh, okay, so you don't do conventions, but wow, that's really cool. That's really cool, Ralph. I admire that a lot. I'll say, people that do commissions and, like, commission work, like, man, bravo. I did it for a few years. I thought working at Starbucks was soul-sucking. I worked there for 8 years. I would go back to Starbucks in a heartbeat before ever taking on commissions again. I would go back to minimum wage at Starbucks before I would ever take commissions again. It really, I don't know, it artistically drained me so bad. So I don't do it, but I admire those that can, because damn, Oh, I'm off screen again, aren't I? Let's go like that. There we go. If anyone saw my recent video, I talked about the direction in which I was doing all of the sequins, and I actually have a brand new way. Not brand new. The last 5 petals, whatever petals I did over the last like 2 weeks, I've done this way, where the direction of the sequins, I'm doing an outline and then I'm filling it in, going back and forth, versus outline spiraling inward or just like back and forth. That is the key. That is the golden Glinda. I'll put all of the petals side by side one of these days, like the 3 different types that I've tried, and I'll show and explain. But like, it's just, it feels better doing, but it also looks so good. So just if anyone has seen that video and you were curious on like why I'm doing the outline again, I am definitely, this is what has developed since. I only do commissions for friends and family who have an understanding that time is not always on my side. Oh, that's awesome. I did it, like I said, full time for a while. I hated it. You did 1 commission last year and you felt so bad. You didn't super want to work on it, but yeah. I've heard a couple people say that they'll do like a wedding dress for a friend, and the reaction feels good, but I'll be so honest, like, I've had 4 or 5 friends ask me to make their wedding dress, and I'm always honored, and I've turned all of them down because I can't. I can't. Like, I don't know. It just, every step of like the commission process, and like at first I thought it was because I wasn't charging enough. So then I started charging like a lot more. I still hated it. Like, there was no amount of money that could replace, like, that could make it feel right. And so I just didn't. That's why I really admire people who can do that. Cause like, it's just, it's not for everyone. I think too, like, my problem is I have like a vision for the things that I make for myself, and that vision is kind of my purpose, and it's kind of the thing that I come back to when I'm having down days about what I'm working on. But when it's for a person, it's not as easy to tap into or connect, you know? So for me, it's like, it's just, it never worked, but I've only done tiny things like belt buckles or some of my sister's cosplays. Yeah. I will say I'll make things for Toby. Normally I only make him costumes that we wear together. So like, we're gonna be Frodo and Sam for Dragon Con this year. That's our year costume. However, I might make him one of Dracula's jackets, because I'm doing Mina from the I think it's 1994, 96. You know, the one with our girl Winona. I'm doing that Dracula, and I want to make, I think I might make Toby one of the jackets or one of the Dracula outfits. But it really is just going to depend on where I'm at in my life in August. So Frodo and Sam, that's what we got going this year. Chaos Hobbits. We're gonna have so much fun. Yeah, we're gonna have a blast, Jen. I'm gonna be with the engineers cosplay. It's funny because they didn't like ask me to be in this group. Kind of, they were like, "Oh, next year we want to do this group," and I was like, "I have had Frodo and Sam on my list for a very long time." And I was like, "I'm just doing it. I'm joining y'all. You're stuck with me." You're stuck with me. My time is more valuable than money as well. I completely agree. Like, time is a non-renewable resource. Money is also hard to come by sometimes, but I'm just kidding. I can always donate plasma. I'm really sorry, that was very dark. That was very morbid. You've only done commissions for friends in the past, but you feel so bad when things aren't perfect. Yeah, there's this like weird like standard, I feel like, that I would always, like, I never met the standards that I thought I should meet on commissions. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like, if there was like one closure that didn't work, meltdown, hiding under my desk, ugly crying, out for the day. Since the beginning of the pandemic. You're okay with that? I'm okay with that too, if you're okay with that. I've been telling people, like, a lot of people have been getting stressed about social media, and I've been like, is social media your job? Like, is that, like, are you the social media manager for X company? Is social media paying 75% of your bills? Then don't stress too much about it. It's a pendulum. It swings one way and it can always swing back the other. So, like, try not to worry about it. Now, if it's your job, I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your job. It's not my monkey, not my circus. So, but like, same with hobbies. Like, my husband brews beer. That was his hobby for a very, very, very long time. We brewed beer together for lots of years. There's a big competition coming up in 2 months, and he hasn't brewed anything in like 6 months. So he's probably not going to enter because he doesn't have anything. And I've told him, I will always support you and say, hey, do you want to go to the homebrew shop and get ingredients for a beer to brew this weekend? And if he decides he doesn't want to, that's it. Like, it's his hobby. I'm not going to tell him that he needs to do it or anything. Just like with cosplay, I'm never going to tell people, you need to get back into cosplay. Oh, do what makes you happy. Feed your soul, friends. Such fun wearing them to the show that almost canceled out. Oh, that's the fun that you have, like, making your, like you said, your sister costumes. That's why I make my husband costumes, is because we have too much fun. If anyone saw Toby and I in our What We Do in the Shadows costumes at Dragon Con, you know. Like, we just are absurd. You've made 2 costumes since the beginning of the pandemic. There was a time. A year. I like this better. Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's really hard because I don't like my whole job is cosplay. Everywhere from, like, you know, educational content to like guesting to all of it, like working with brands. That's my job. That's like my business. And so I'm currently having this like weird like moment of like, what are my hobbies, first of all, and second of all, like, it is okay that I take a break on Glinda to make a costume so that I can have like something to wear to judge a contest, or so that I can like work with a company or whatever, you know? So I've been trying very hard to remind myself that, like, while I love this slow process, it is okay to have to do things for my business. It is okay to spend the whole month filming and editing courses and not uploading a new video to YouTube. Like, it's okay. And it's just, it's been a very strange thing, because I feel like I had it like all together and all figured out until I got to the petals on Glinda, and then I just like hit a wall, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life anymore. Like, I don't know how to structure, you know? Especially because, like, with the YouTube cycle, like, even if I upload every 2 weeks, which is kind of my goal. I can't get 55 petals made in 2 weeks. Are you kidding me? So it's like figuring out like what on Glinda can I do so that I'm still like fulfilling this like cycle and making content and letting people know like, hey, work is getting done on her. It's been like very hard navigating, but I am getting through it. I'm figuring it out. This week I got to sew for me. I got to sew without cameras. That's like a big deal for me. Because even back in the day, like I would say 2 years ago, in Casey brain, Casey was like, you're sewing? You have to have a camera on. Like, you have to document this. What if you want to have a video of it? What if somebody asks you a question about it? But this week, I made this skirt, I made another skirt, and I fixed a few like garments that I had that just needed like minor tweaks to, I say minor, like an hour to 2 hours each of adjustments, fit adjustments, things like that. It felt so good to sew without a camera. It felt so good. But it's been weird navigating. Yeah, make things that last. Man, that hits so close to home because that's how I feel. I do feel like about a year or two ago, I had that shift in me of no longer like making things to have a new thing because I'm going to a convention, but making things so that I can wear them 500 times if I have to, and they won't fall apart. They're not like uncomfortable. My sequin aerial gown, the purple one, that is one of those costumes. Like, it's easy to wear, it's comfortable, I can pack it very easily, I can teach in it. So that's kind of the direction I'm also going in, is like, while I always want to learn and I always want to grow and I always want to be a better artist, sometimes I just need to be able to have like a couple costumes to be able to teach in, to be able to judge in, to be able to wear and feel like comfortable and not like drowning in 40 pounds of sequins. So that's where my brain has been at lately too, is trying to have things that I can wear comfortably, you know? It's hard though, because like, you guys know me. I want to wear a corset and a hoop skirt and a petticoat, and I want to twirl, and I want to paint my skin blue and be my goth girl dreams. But I can't always do that. Casey, you have to look at the thread. You can't look at the screen. I was at a historical costume workshop last week for my uni course. And even if they are on a time constraint for a project, they still do all of the historical techniques and hand sew. Oh, that's really cool. That's cool. I bet you though, like something that, this is my theory about a lot of things, including working on Glinda's dress on Broadway. People that have been doing something like historical sewing for a long time, that do all historical like hand sewn things, they can almost build, because the muscle is so strong, right? The back stitch and the running stitch and the gather stitch, the hand stitches that they do for like 18th century gowns, mantua makers, things like that. They're pad stitching, all those kinds of things. The muscle is so strong that they can actually do these things pretty incredibly fast now, versus like when we're in year 1 or year 2 of doing these things. It's a lot of flailing, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, I flail on simple stuff all the time still. I'll be very, very honest with you. But like, I feel like, so even on a time constraint, they're able to accept things like that because they know that they're capable of doing it. At least that's what I want to believe, you know? I'm an optimist. I like to believe that when I'm done with Glinda, I could go back in time and tell you exactly how many months I needed to make it. Versus like when I started Glinda, I'm like, I don't know how long I need. I can finish this in 6 months. know. But like, I don't know, that's hindsight. I love that you got to take a historical costuming class. I'm really fascinated by historical costumes, and I've made a few myself. I don't care about accuracy anymore. Like, I've given up on like historical accuracy. I like historically adequate. That's what I learned from costuming drama, and I like that because it means that like, oh, you look like you fit in, but like in reality, like if you're going to Versailles for the Fête Gallant, no one's coming up to you and flipping your seams and asking you if you hand stitched your gown or not. And if they are, that's a little bit rude in my opinion. Like, you're paying $600 a person to be at this event for only 3 hours. You better not be going up to people asking them if they hand sewed their hem. That's rude. Because also a lot of people rent their costumes for those kinds of events, you know? And I think the same should go for cosplay, right? Like, unless you're in a contest, no one should be asking you, did you hand sew your hem? Did you serge your sleeves? Are you wearing a corset under that? Like, that's not. I hope not. If you've ever had that happen to you, I'm very, very sorry. I've had several people. My favorite, in Alabama, I was a guest at this little tiny con, and this guy in the 501st, I used to do a like a female version of Anakin, because I love Anakin. I love Anakin Skywalker. Okay, and I was in my female version of Anakin, and this guy asked me, he's like, oh, like, I bet you bought that on Etsy or something. I was like, actually, I made it. And he's like, right. Like, Mr. 501st, here's my Etsy shop where you can buy your own. It was very awkward for me to be like, wow, I've never actually had somebody come up to me and ask me if I made my costume and then not believe me when I said I did. Or ask me if I bought my costume and then not believe me when I said I made it. But I also like to believe that sometimes people just don't know any better, you know? I hope that never happens to any of y'all. Alright, it is just about 2 o'clock. I'm going to stream until 2:30, and then I have to go to the airport and get Toby. Oh yeah! He's been in Miami for work this week. He's been having a blast. He's been waking up every morning at like 7 a.m. going to the beach. Like, I will finish with like my ride or my like run, my morning workout, and he'll send me the sun rising over the beach. I'm like, what? Like, what? Who are you? He's like, yeah, it's Miami. Everyone's like partying and I can't sleep, so I'm just waking up at 7 a.m. and going to the beach. All right, sounds good. He did not find any shark teeth for me though, unfortunately. He did find a bee. He saved a bee from the ocean. Oh, and some of the things like said at the meetups are insane. I have learned that I like Star Wars from afar, and that's good enough for me. That's what I've learned. Yeah, that's just what I've learned. I like Star Wars from afar. I enjoy the content. I've read a couple books. I enjoy the costumes. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the world, but like, it's definitely not, I'm not a diehard. It will not hurt my soul to not ever go to Celebration or anything. I've heard some nasty things about the fans, so I kind of keep the whole fandom at a distance. I will also be honest though, I feel like every fandom has a few bad apples, and that's just reality. I do really like Ahsoka cosplayers though. I don't know, like, I don't know. I've never met an Ahsoka cosplayer who hasn't like made my heart like happy. I haven't met one yet that hasn't. Like, I don't know what it is about Ahsoka. It's just, she's freaking fabulous, y'all. Oh, I love that. That's really cool. Yeah, I typically just try to find the positive people in like everything. And like I'm drawn towards positive people, not necessarily like fandoms anymore. Mikasa for your daughter, Attack on Titan. It was fun. Oh, I still haven't seen Attack on Titan. My husband doesn't do gore. So, like, while I know that we would probably really appreciate the story, I think that it would be difficult for him to watch. Although, like, he might be able to get over it one of these days. I don't watch that much anime. We used to watch a lot more anime than we do now. I'll be really honest. I watch a lot of garbage. My main form of media consumption is YouTube. A lot of costume YouTube, but also a lot of video essays. I am in that rabbit hole of video essays. I like them. That's it, y'all. I really like video essays. I like to learn people's perspective on things, or like deep dives on awful corporations. She likes the books, yeah. My younger brother came to visit me, man, like a month ago, and he tried to get, like, He tried to get me to watch One Piece, and it's not that I didn't like it. I love him, Blake. If you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm gonna out you. He's like the type of person that, like, if you're gonna watch One Piece, he's like, you have to watch it not dubbed, like with subtitles, because the language, he's like, the translation is crap. And I'm like, okay, well, like, that's great and all, but you know, if you start something on the TV at 9 o'clock at night, I'm gonna fall asleep. Like, if I have to read it, I'm gonna fall asleep. It's why I've never gotten through Drag Race Italian, because I keep starting it at like 9 o'clock and I keep falling asleep because I can't. I'm already in like chill mode. I can't read and be in chill mode. Like, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I watched the first 2 episodes and I was like, this is a really good story. 3rd episode, out cold. Who do you recommend for costume YouTube channels? Well, obviously Sarah Spaceman. She is my current obsession. Although I have been watching your videos for a while now, but you know what I mean. I actually really do like Sarah's videos a lot. I really like, who was I just, oh, Hazriel. Her videos are really fun. She's French. She's super cute. If you like long, chatty videos, I really like Costuming Drama. She does make more vlog style. For me, when I listen to Costuming Drama, it's like hanging out with my friend. Like, I listen to her just to like have a friend talk to me for an hour. Bernadette Banner. I feel like Bernadette Banner and Rachel Maxey. Like, yeah. The Right Opinion. I love Defunct Land. Oh my god, I love Defunct Land. It's so fun. That is not a costume YouTube channel. That is a Disney. Well, it's like old attractions and things, not just at Disney, but like like failed theme park stuff. One Piece is a monster. Like, I have commitment issues, and like, I was trying to put my commitment issues aside for my little brother, who is like a lovely, lovely human being. And yeah, I have commitment issues. Like, I don't think I can do it, y'all. I don't think I can commit to things that are that long. So the same reason I've never watched Supernatural. It's yeah. There we go. I can't. I'm too afraid to commit to Supernatural. There was another one recently where somebody told me it's into like, oh, Grey's Anatomy. I'll never be able to watch it because there's too many seasons. It stresses me out, y'all. That commitment. I'm so happy you're doing this live. I was looking for something to watch while sewing little phone pillows. Oh, thanks. I'm really glad you're here. I appreciate it. I don't go live often. I set myself a goal for twice a month, but I don't know how, like, February is kind of getting really busy for me. So I don't know how good that will, how long that will last, but I'm going to try. And I typically decide a stream a couple days before, but you know, I'm gonna do the best I can. My sound may never improve. I'll be very honest with y'all. I may just like pray to the cost gods every day I go live. Please let my sound be okay today. You know. I'm really not trying to be like top-notch amazingness over here. I'm just trying to have some kind of interaction while I do pretty tedious tasks. Oh, Defunctland is so fun. It's so fun. I really like it. I really need to jump back on. I haven't listened to it in like ooh, since the summer maybe. I'm so strange. I go through like phases. Okay, I'm going through my crime weekly phase right now, which is Stephanie Harlow and Derek. I always forget his last name, but whatever. They do really deep dives on crime. And that's the phase I am going through right now. I just started their Lacey Peterson series. Before this, I did their Casey Anthony series, and they did, who did they just wrap up? Heyman Lee, the Adnan case. If you've heard the podcast Serial. I don't know. I like their deep dives. It's really fun. I also, oh man, over the summer last year, I was on LawTube. I don't know if you guys know, like, it's basically lawyers on YouTube. And they were watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial live and like talking about all the law shit. Excuse my language. The law stuff. It was so fascinating. Like, I'm never going to be a lawyer. But learning about kind of how messed up the laws are in the United States is so fascinating to me. We got some stuff backwards, y'all. And I think that's my favorite part of true crime, is learning about the law. So like, while like there's certain goddamn there's like certain cases that turn out in a certain way because they can't prove certain things, or because the evidence is a certain type of evidence. Oh my god, y'all, that is too much for me. I watched, God, what was her name? I can't remember her name. But I watched somebody live stream it, and I watched the entire trial, and it was absolutely bonkers. It was bonkers. That trial, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case. It's also like really disgusting because like it's these two millionaires like literally suing each other for millions of dollars, like, but it was really fun. Wait, hello, I hope your dressmaking is going well. I was looking to try and get references for Glinda's Bubble Dress, as I'm making my own version, and your live is the first thing that popped up. Oh, well, thank you. I have some references. So the whole TLDR is I actually know several people who have made Glinda gowns in different countries. And I have references that I can't share, but I do have a whole deep dive on the costume with pictures that are like open and like legal to share to anybody. So if you are interested in looking like more into this gown, I have a whole kind of like, this is what I've interpreted from the photos that I can't share with the internet. I also have videos too, but I can't share them because it's like weird stuff. But yeah, so instead of like, so I'm kind of teaching people like how I think it's supposed to be made. Also, oh, a fun thing, I don't know how many of you guys know this. I learned this a couple weeks ago. So like Broadway, right? Like New York Broadway, and then there's like West End, and then there's obviously Broadway Traveling Tour. You got Broadway Germany, Broadway Australia, all that. They all have different sets of people that make the costumes, and the way that they make the costumes are proprietary to each costume house. So something that I've talked about in a lot of my videos is that there's actually like 60 plus different Glinda bubble dresses, and they are different. Like they use different color schemes of sequins, the necklines are different, the sleeves are different, and they are not like cut from the same patterns because each different costume house has to learn how to make the costume through just seeing pictures and videos of the costume. There are some stuff that they do give, but like there's so much proprietary information per costume house that they're all made different, which is crazy. So just wanted to give you that note, and anyone else that note too, because I'm super like, into that idea and that, like, yeah. I just thought that was wild. Also, I do have, like I said, pictures from different countries making the gowns, and they're different dresses. Yeah, so like so like hypothetically, if there's the National Broadway tour, right, in the United States, goes to Atlanta, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, like all these other places, that tour, the Glindas, because like there's the actress and then there's the understudy, their gowns are typically made from the same house, the same costume house. It could be different from New York Broadway, or it could be the same. But then if you go to the West End, it's a completely different like group of people that make Glinda's costume. Yeah. And so that's why, like, when people tell me I'm doing something wrong or not accurate, I'm like, well, friend, there are 60 of these. But that's a cool fact, just like to throw that out there. Also, so that if you are searching and you are like, I want to make Christian Chenoweth opening year gown versus there's Kristen Chenoweth's promo gown, which is a completely different gown. So just think about that too when you're doing your researches for images for the gowns. Decide, like, are you gonna do what I'm doing and make one specific for you and your body, or are you trying to replicate one of the ones that are already existing? It just will help. It'll help guide you in your research journey. Same with Elphaba too. Elphaba's dresses are all different, and it's even worse if you've seen her Act 2 dress. The material choices for like at least with Broadway, they all use the same set of materials. So like the Australia pictures that I have, they actually had the fabric, it had the tag of the house in New York that they purchased the fabric from. So I was able to buy the exact fabric. But, most of the other like costume houses have that fabric or have the same fabrics. But the sequin colors are way different, and you'll start to tell, like you'll start to look through some of the gowns and you'll be like, this is only using like 7 or 8 colors, and then you'll look at some and they're using like 20. So just throwing that out there as well. The things that I've chosen, like just to TLDR, a year of research and a year of practicing and trying. So my materials, I actually do list all of my materials in my YouTube videos. So I have a whole playlist on making this. So you can get everything except for this stage accurate fabric. And that's because the person that sent me the photos was like, please do not tell people. And I'm a decent human being. And if somebody says like, don't give this to people, I'm not going to. But I will be selling what I don't use. So that's just for helpful. And I'm also saving the scraps because I've had, oh my God, you guys, I've had doll makers reach out to me, like people that make like Barbie doll size. And I've been saving the scraps so that when I'm done, I can gift my fabric because I won't need it. I don't want to hold all of the scraps of this fabric. But I might keep the scraps of bobbin net because I think that's really helpful for my tambour classes. But besides that, like, yeet, get out. But yeah. How much time and dedication goes into each dress? So it takes a team of 12 people about 1,000 hours to make one dress. And yes, I am a team of 1, attempting to do it by myself. Yeah, yours will turn out great. And if you have questions or need any help, like I said, I can do the best that I can do within reason. You know, I can't make it for you. I will never ever make this gown again. Watch, like some crazy life event happens and I get a call from Broadway and they're like, would you like to join one of our costume houses to make the bubble gown? Maybe. No, it's not how this works. But yes, law. I'm sorry. I know I derailed us from LawTube. It's the best part of true crime. Let's be honest. The psychology and the law. No, I'm not even joking though. Like the only reason I care about crime or like true crime is because of the psychology and the law. That shit's fascinating. People's brains are very interesting to me. Yeah, my tension is way too loose on this. I'm gonna go back to doing it my old way. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I tried to wrap these so like they go around to try to tighten and build up, like crank up tension, and I don't know, I just couldn't get it as tight going on the going this way as I normally can. So I'm just gonna do it the way I was. I'm glad I gave it a shot though. You guys know I'm like, when somebody gives me a note and they're like, hey, have you tried this thing? If it's like within reason and you're not expecting me to, like, I don't know, drop $5,000, I'll give it a go. Or if I'm not finished. Anyone else get those comments about, like, with a finished thing, they're like, you should have used a lime green wig instead of a teal wig. Like, well, thanks. I already paid $300 for these photos. Or I get a lot that people tell me my Ariel that I should be cosplaying Anastasia, the stepsister from Cinderella, instead of Ariel, and I'm like, okay, thanks, that's not who I was trying to cosplay. Yeah, it's mostly, I think, like, I used to think they suck, but now I just really think that it's I think it's a disconnect. I think people don't actually understand how much time we spend on these things, you know? I think that people that say that kind of stuff are just really clueless from like how special our costumes are, and how special these things are to us, and like it just lacks compassion. I do laugh at the Anastasia comments though, I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, sometimes I think people are saying it to be mean, to tell me that I'm ugly. So I'll troll them. Like if they don't say from Cinderella, and they just say Anastasia, I'll be like, oh, I thought Anastasia's dress was yellow with like pink. Wow, I didn't know she had a pearl. Just cause like, you know, when people are trying to be mean and like, but they're trying to be coy about it, I'm like, no, if you're gonna be mean, just be mean so I can delete your comment. Don't try to be coy. I'll be coy back. But I do think most comments come from a place of like endearment or kindness. Like they just want to help. A lot of people just want to help. They just don't always know that, like, hi, I've already finished this. My favorite is the social media ones. When like I post something that I filmed like a month ago and I'm like, sorry, I didn't get a photo of that because I did this a month ago and I didn't have the idea then. I'm like, let me go back in time, let me get my time machine, I'll take a picture of that, and yeah. Or like when it's a group photo and you're like, this person lives 6 hours away from me. Sorry we didn't recreate your favorite moment. We didn't think about it then. You can't do it all. I'm learning that I can't do it all. As much as I want to. And for those of you curious on like why I keep bringing up the tension, I think I talked a little bit about it in my first tambour embroidery video. But if your tension isn't tight at all, like tight enough, what happens is the fabric sags just slightly, and it makes it hard for the hook to move smoothly in and out, even with bobbinette. I'll say bobbinette is the easiest thing I've ever done tambour with. I would totally teach my classes with bobbinette if it was not $36 a yard. I think I'll stick to silk organza, which is still $8 a yard, but like giving people like quarter yard cuts isn't like the worst thing in the world when it's $8 versus like, you know. But I feel like bobbinette is so smooth normally, but if it's not as tight and your fabric does sag, you can snag the fabric. You can also snag your thread, and if you snag your thread and it comes apart, it'll weaken it, and it can cause issues later down, down the line. So that's kind of why tension is just so important. Why I've brought it up a couple times. It's like the weirdest thing to explain until you have it in your hands, and then you can feel like what I mean by tension. Like, I mean, most of you that sew know what tension means, but until you've felt, like, until something, the tension of something depends on your hands and like how tightly you hold your thread, it's like weird. Like you'll feel it in your hands, and even in your body sometimes you can feel it. I was trying to explain the chain stitch to my mom, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Why can't you just sew it through a machine? Oh, Mom. Yeah, Mom, sure. Also 150,000 sequins through a machine. Let's go. She knows nothing about sewing or cosplay or any of it. Don't they have a machine for that? No, they do not. Although, I don't know, I don't know if anyone's ever seen like a chain stitch machine. Not a cover stitch. It's actually, my friend Gabby sent me a video of one a while ago. It's a machine that does like decorative chain stitching. It's insane. It's really cool looking. It's again one of those things that like I don't know that I'd ever like know what it is or like what I would use it for, but I would play with it, you know. I would there's also at the Atlanta Sewing Expo, at least this last year, there was a group that weaves their own fabric, and they allow you to like practice weaving your fabric. I was too intimidated last year. This year, I am getting on that, not on, but like I'm sitting in that seat with the little loom thing, and I'm gonna try to weave my own fabric. But it's one of those things where I'm like, that machine is really cool. I'll never need it. I just want to play on it. And like that's how I feel about bobbin lace right now too. I don't know that I'll have a costume I need it for, but I just want to do it. I just want to make myself a little bit of lace. I just, you know, try it out. I'm the same with a pleater. I don't know if you guys have seen those really cool, like old Victorian pleaters to pleat fabric for smocking. Man, those things are cool too. One house for all the sewing supplies and one house to live in. Right? And a garage for all of the foam stuff. I have a hand crank Essex machine that is a chain stitch. I think that might be what I'm thinking of, because the hand crank is on the side and it has like a little knob, right? And you do it. I think that might be what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I like hand pleating. I like hand pleating a lot. I really like those techniques that just take me, you know, decades to learn and get okay at. Yeah, I want to try some heirloom sewing, I guess is what it's called. To me, I just thought it was smocking, but it's not just smocking. It's like lace work and stuff. But there's just you guys, there's so much I want to learn. Is there a way to get paid to spend your whole life learning? Yeah, is there? Can I do that? Oh, you know what? It's called winning the lottery. That's what it is. You have to play the lottery to win the lottery, though. Very nice little sewing machine, but it's got a tension issue. Oh, okay, that's really cool. I didn't know that. I don't know much about, like I said, I don't know a ton about antique machines. I just like them. Like I just like the way they look. Okay, y'all, it is almost 2:30. I gotta leave in 30 minutes to go to the airport to pick up Toby. So I think we're gonna end it here. Right? That's true. I will say I get to learn like so many new things. My brain wants to learn them way faster than like my body is ready for. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream here so that I can get Eva all ready because I have to put her in her harness. I'm taking her, of course I'm taking her to the airport with me. We found out recently that our airport allows dogs. So even though Eva is a hot mess, I mean that with all the love in my heart, I'm gonna take Eva to the airport and yeah, I'm gonna get to see my husband. It's been a week. I have not had human contact in an entire week. It's not normal for me. But thank you guys all so much. Sarah, thank you for sharing in your Discord and doing a Discord raid. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone just hanging out with me and keeping me somewhat sane. I mean, I'm never gonna be sane, but like, you know, somewhat sane while I do this lovely thing here that will someday be a gown. So yeah, everyone have a good weekend. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be taking the week off of Instagram. Well, I have like posts scheduled, but I'm uninstalling everything so that I'm not gonna sit and scroll. And if my silk dyeing stuff gets here on Monday, in 1 week from Monday, I'll have a video about making the skirt that all this gets attached to. We're fingers crossed. FedEx already lost it once, so we're hoping. And if not, that video will just come out a little later, like near the end of next week, something like that. And yeah, if you would like to hit my like button, that'd be dope. You know, throw a sequin at it or something. However. But thank you, seriously, I appreciate it, you guys. And oh, I am not doing Mantra Monday this Monday. I'll be back like the following Monday with a mantra. I'll have a post about Halloween if people do want to still do Halloween. And I think that's it. I think that's all the stuff going on. So I will see you all very soon on the internet. Okay, goodbye, friends. How do I